it's Allison, and today on Thinking Outside the Box, I'm going to show you how I created these pendants and earrings by using the scraps of the veneers from my previous tutorial. I know that you are just going to love creating these. There is something though that I would like to put out there before I get started. There are going to be some techniques in some of my tutorials that are widely established in the polymer clay community. When something is not my original idea, I state it and I will tell you the technique that I'm using. Such as in my last tutorial, I used the Mokumi Gane technique. Not my idea, been around for well over 20 years. In this tutorial, I will be using a form of the mirrored bead, also known as the Natasha bead. This technique has also been around for many years, and there are many tutorials on this as well as Mokumi Gane. I simply wanted to share how I created the previous tutorial's pendants and earrings and how I created these pendants and earrings from the scraps of those veneers. So that being said, let's get started. Supplies needed for this project are your leftover veneers from my previous tutorial, or you can use any scrap clay that you have. These are just all the leftovers that I have from the tutorial. You're going to need some kind of clay to back your pieces, a work tile, and your blade. So I'm gonna go ahead and get set up and we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I am going to cut these up or break these up where I can layer them. And you're just gonna put them on top of each other. Doesn't matter in what order, what rhyme or reason, just wherever you want to place something. And I'm gonna add these extra colors that I had too, just because I can. And you're just putting this in any order, doesn't matter, because it's basically all going to get mushed together. All right, we have all of our bits and pieces together, and now we're just going to condition this. And this is going to take a little while. You just need to be patient because you want to make sure you're getting all the air out. So I am going to do this off camera and I'll be back. All right, all I did was basically just keep pushing down on the clay to make sure that I've gotten all the air out of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this in half so we have a smaller piece to work with. That's pretty right there. All right, what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna roll it out into a log. And this is helping get the air out also. All right, I'm gonna take this log and I'm going to approximately cut it in half. And I'm gonna put the two pieces together. And that one's a little longer. And now the other one's a little longer. Doesn't matter, they don't need to be exact. Put them together. And now we're going to twist. And then I like to compress. So I'm pushing all my twists together. And we're going to roll again into a log. And we're going to cut it in half again. I'm going to take the pieces, push them together, and twist one more time. Compress the ends in so you're smushing your twists together, getting all the air out. Roll, push in, roll, push in, push in, all right, now I am going to take this and I'm going to form it into a rectangle. And you can use an acrylic block to help you with this also. And we're not really going for a square, we're going for more rectangular, because we're going to be taking slices from this. All right. Now we're going to let our piece rest, and what I like to do, because we're going to slice it and I want it to rest a little, you can also speed that process up by putting this into your refrigerator for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll be back. Okay, our piece has rested, and what we are going to do now, it's in the shape of a rectangle and it is as even as I can get it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be taking slices from this. And I'm going to try and make them as thin as I can. And as even as I can. And if that isn't possible, it's no big deal. So here is one slice. And make one more slice. And we're going to put these two slices together. And this is kind of, well, this would be how you would make a Natasha bead. And I did not come up with that concept. That is not mine. I am not making claim to it. But I am going to take this Natasha bead now, and I am going to put it on my black backing. And we're going to make it larger so that we can cut out pendants like we did in the last tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and place it on some black clay. Now it is going to distort it just a little bit, but it won't be bad, and it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to cut this to conserve clay. And we'll leave those there. We're pulling this one up. And I'm going to take this, I rolled this black clay out to a number 4 on my pasta machine, with 4 being the, 1 is the thickest setting. So now, because I rolled it out on a 4, and these slices here are about a 4, little more than that, I would say probably a 2. I'm going to put this on a 1 on my pasta machine, and I'm going to roll it this way. So we're in essence doing the same thing we did with the last tutorial in making our piece slightly larger. So here it is on a 1, and now I'm going to take it and put it through this way on a 2. And this is a 2. I probably should have left a little more clay up top. So now I'm going to run it through this way. Let me try and fix that. These cracks up on the top of the black. Well, now I'm going to run it through long way on a 3. And all we're basically doing is taking that Natasha bead design, turning it into a veneer, and making it larger. So now I'm going to turn it this way, put it through my machine, and take it back to a 4, where we started with the black, and then I'm going to stop there. And now I have a veneer that I can cut a shape out. So let's make another one. All right, I'm gonna cut, let me move this out of the way. I'm gonna cut another slice. And then another slice. And I'm going to take those 2 slices and mirror them, just like with the Natasha bead. And that looks cool. That is a really cool design. You might even want to just stop there and turn that into a pendant without even stretching it out. I really like that. All right, but you know me, I can't stop. I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up, put it on a black backing, and I think this time we'll go with a little longer one. Whoops. Line that back up. And I, again, am going to start with a 1 on my machine, going this direction. So I'll be running it through like that. All right, there's a 1. Now I'm going to turn it this way and run it through on a 2, and I'm probably going to stop right there. because I'm really liking the way that that looks. I just want to smooth my lines out a little bit. They came a little detached in the middle. And I'm gonna stop with that. So let's do one more. So take a slice. And take one more slice. And then put your slices together, which I did something strange somewhere. Oh, it should be this way. Duh, Alison. Oh, that's cool too. That almost looks like, to me, that looks like someone doing yoga. So I'm going to put it on a black backing. Let's move this up a little. And I'm gonna roll it out again on a number 1. Just gonna smooth my lines a little better in the middle this time. All right, so I'm going to put this through this way on a number 1. And this is what we have. And now I'm going to take it and put it on a number 2 and run it through this way. And I think I'm going to go one more time with this on a number 3 going this way. And that is cool. I am digging that. I am digging all of these, actually. This one here kind of reminds me of a bee or an insect. Right there. That's cool. All right, did not come prepared, so I'm gonna go get my cutters and I will be back. All right, I am back and I chose the Arrowhead cutter set from RJ Crafts, and it comes in 6 different sizes, and I think these are gonna look awesome as arrowheads. So we're gonna do this one first, and I'm gonna place it on my tile where I wanna bake it. So let me zoom in just a little. Move these out of the way. So basically you're just gonna pick a spot, and I really like this insect looking thing there. So I'd kind of like to make that the focal or close to it. Might end up cutting its wings off. Let's flip it this way. Yeah, I think I like that better. Then that way I'm not cutting its wings off. And I'm out of camera shot, so let me move everything so I can get back into camera shot. All right, what I did was I turned it around because I really like that and I want to get it in there. And I'm trying to preserve the uniformity of the design, having, you know, pretty much the same things on both sides. And it did get a little distorted running it through the pasta machine, but I don't even care about that. That just looks really cool. So I'm gonna line it up the best that I can. And I think I like that right there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and cut this out. And I like to use my acrylic block, especially when I'm working with a larger cutter. And I'm just gonna wiggle a little and jiggle up and down, sideways, just lightly. You don't wanna do it too hard because you'll distort your piece. And go ahead and pull the cutter up. And we now have another leftover veneer that you can put off to the side because you can do this whole process all over again. So I'm gonna lay that over here, and I like the way that looks. I'm gonna clean up my edges after bake because that's how I roll. And I'm gonna actually move this out a little because I keep getting off camera shot. So I'm gonna turn this around, and the next one is going to be this one here. And I'm going to use the arrow cutter on this as well. And let's see, I kind of really like this design in here. And I kind of don't want to lose that. So I'm gonna line it up the best that I can to make it look as even as I can. You just kind of have to turn it around. You might like something better on this side, which actually I am liking that a little better than the other direction. So looking at both sides to see if we're fairly even, lined up, and go ahead and cut, wiggle, jiggle just a little, and pull this piece up and save. That's gonna look cool as another one. Now that turned out pretty darn cool. All right, next one. I think we'll put down here. Trying to figure out the best way to save space on this tile so I don't have to start another tile. And I think I was gonna use the big one on this. And let's see. I like that right there. So I'm just gonna line it up the best that I can to the point and to the top, and go ahead and cut it. Wiggle, jiggle. And this one, put here. And I'm trying to remember what I wanted to use on that. That looks pretty cool. Or do I want to do it this way? Which that almost looks like a cat face in the middle. I kind of like that. Because you know me, I love me some cats. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Those kind of look like eyes up there too. That looks pretty cool. See, this is where you come into hard decisions. What do I want to do? And I think I'm going to go with my original plan and go with that there. and wiggle, jiggle. That looks cool. All right, last one. I am going to make a pair of earrings to go with that one. So hopefully we can fit this on the tile, even if we have to move. Yeah, that should work. All right, so in that design, I kind of want to be similar, but I know it's not going to be perfect because it's not really the same design. So I think I will just grab, you know what, I can, well, I don't need to move that over. I think I'll turn it this way. And maybe that there and that there. So we'll do that one. And then we'll do, did I leave myself enough room? Just enough. Kind of want to off center that one to kind of match that top one. All right. And that'll be a pair of earrings. All right, go ahead and pull this up and save those. You can turn them into beads to add to your creation. Or you can go ahead and repeat that whole process that we did with those veneers. All right, these look pretty cool. Go ahead and zoom out. I'm going to put these in the oven at 275. I am going to bake them for 1 hour. And I'm going to finish them off with resin. If you're interested to see how I do this process, I will post the link to my resin tutorial below, in the description below, and that is how I resin my pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and bake these, and I will be back when they are completed. And here are the finished pendants and earrings. I have added a coat of UV resin for shine, and I will be adding a bail to the backs of the pendants and jump rings to the backs of the earrings. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful, and I hope that it inspired you. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and leave a nice comment. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.